I'm going to start my presentation here. And if you have any questions, please just ask along the way, okay? So first of all, what we're going to try to do today is take a look at improving pronunciation and enunciation. And these words will be defined for you a little later on. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is to improve speaking skills. And this is very, very highly personal stuff, okay? This is for you directly. First of all, another thing I want to say, if you are comfortable, then you're not learning anything. Learning always involves being uncomfortable. You get out of your comfort zone into something new. It produces tension and stress. If you have that when you're learning, you know you're learning something new. So I'm going to be pushing you a little bit here today for you to take responsibility for your speaking. And I'm going to try and point out to you where you can make improvements. So these are the areas we're going to take a look at. Number one, we're going to improve listening skills. There's a difference between hearing and listening. Secondly, we're going to take a look at how to control the word sounds, the length of the word sounds. Thirdly, we're going to take a look at minimal pairs. And this one is actually quite interesting because what we're looking at here are words that are almost the same, except slightly different sounds. And lastly, how to practice and perfect what you've got. And developing authentic speech. That's what you ultimately want, is authentic speech. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at listening skills. What I want you to do is to just grab your ears and rub them a little bit. Okay, massage them. What you're doing right now is activating the nerves in there, and the message is going up to your brain, and your brain is saying, oh, you want me to put some focus and attention on the ears? Okay, that's where I'm going to be putting my energy. So I want you to put your energy in your ears right now. Okay, massage them. And what you're going to do is gather sounds, first of all. You're going to hear what I'm saying. But more important, you're going to be listening. And listening is an active task. You take notice of, you act on what I say, you think about what I say, you respond to what I say and what you hear. So you have to take notice. You have to notice and observe what I'm saying to you. Secondly, you're going to act in some way and respond. That means you're going to think about it, or you're going to say something, or you're going to ask a question about it. So say to yourself or to another what you hear, repeat or retell what you hear, write it down. Those are the things involved in listening. So listening is not just having words go in one ear and out the other. A lot of times, if you want to improve your speaking, you have to listen very carefully to how people are saying the words to you. And then what you're going to try to do is to copy those words. That could mean if they said to you, well, listening is an active thing. Oh, so you respond, so you're saying that listening is active, I have to do something when I'm listening? So all of a sudden now, you have shown the speaker that you have understood what is said, and you've also proven to yourself that you've understood what is said. Okay, so how to improve your listening skills. I think I did something like this with you, one of the sessions I had with you, where you repeat a joke in your own words. And 1-minute lectures, reading, and recall to develop listening skills. Those are things that you should be doing within your sessions, okay? And you tell a joke, even if it's just a short one. And I'm going to show you here. This, by the way, you're going to get a copy of this entire presentation in PDF form, and all these things will open up to you. So I just want to show you this briefly, if it opens up. Okay, so Reader's Digest jokes. All kinds of jokes here. So just pick and choose whatever you like. And how to, okay, good. So those are the 4 areas that I'm going to be looking at with you. And I've got some exercises for you as well. Difference between hearing and listening. What you're trying to do is actively listen. Listening is a difficult thing. It's one thing hearing sounds, it's another thing listening to meaning. So be very aware of that when you're talking to people, when you're watching TV, that kind of thing. So One of the things you can do is repeat a joke in your own words. Another thing is a 1-minute lecture. A 1-minute lecture works something like this. I'm going to give you a topic, let's say shoes. I want you to think about a beginning, a middle, and an end to a little lecture you're going to give me. And you're going to start talking for 1 minute without any breaks. This is really good for thinking and speaking, and it forces you to really think when you're speaking. So it might go something like this. Shoes. There are many different kinds of shoes in the world, and there are different shoes for men and different shoes for women. Throughout history, shoes have changed in many different ways, from soft moccasins worn by native peoples to high heels worn by the elite at one point in early history, to the runners and hiking boots and so on. All of these things are different kinds of shoes, reflect on different kinds of shoes, different ways to cover your feet. You cover your feet with shoes in order to protect them. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to talk as quickly as possible. I'm thinking and talking at the same time. But because I force it for 1 minute, it becomes easier when you're doing regular speech later on. Everything I'm going to be telling you is push it harder. Tongue twisters. That link is going to offer you all kinds of tongue twisters, and that's for pronunciation. Believe it or not, there are only 2,000 to 3,000 words you need to communicate effectively. You know tremendous numbers of them already. Add a few more, learn to say them properly, and you'll be fine. No problem at all. And the most important English survival words, there's a pile of them there. If you know those words, you're going to be fine. Okay, so how to improve your speaking. You open your mouth when you're ready to speak. Close it when you're done. You will never say or ah again. You hear people saying, well, you know, this happened to me the other day, and I wondered why this happened. And the only reason you say or ah is because you open your mouth and you leave it open. If you open your mouth, speak. If you're finished speaking, close your mouth. The little gaps, the little silences between what you say actually make you look more intelligent. If I did this presentation, I said to you, open your mouth when ready to speak and close it when you're done. Never say or ah again. Use your lips, teeth, and tongue. Instead, I say, open your mouth when ready to speak. Close it when done. Never say or ah again. Number 2, use your lips, teeth, and tongue more to pronounce clearly. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you want to pronounce clearly, you have to push to pronounce, overpronounce. Overuse your lips, your teeth, and your tongue. I want to go and eat some food at a restaurant. Force your lips, teeth, and tongue to move more than what you would normally move. What happens is people learn to speak the language and they use lazy lips, lazy teeth, lazy tongue. So how do you improve your language if you're starting at such a low level? Instead, start at a high level, maintain that as best you can, and then you will come down in your pronunciation clearly, but it will be much better than if you started at the bottom going up. Next one, speak slowly and loudly enough so that all can hear what you say. Sometimes people are concerned about what they say and how they say it, and as a result, they speak quickly to get it over with, and they speak softly in hopes that they don't hear any mistakes that you're making. So to overcome that, you got to be uncomfortable. You speak more slowly and you speak loudly enough so that all can hear what you say. It's better to speak loudly and let everybody hear what you say and understand what you say than to speak softly and have people go, what? Can you repeat that again, please? I didn't quite hear you. Next one, repeat out loud what you hear, especially if something is new to you. When you repeat out loud what you hear, it tells you that you've actually listened, because you won't be able to repeat it if you just heard it. But if you were listening, then you should be able to repeat it. Another thing, I know this is typical within the Chinese language, and correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that there are no plurals in Chinese language, and therefore the S is not a big deal. But in the English language, it is. I drive down the street and I see store windows and it said, haircuts and nail. Okay, well, nail tells me that it's probably a Chinese place. So therefore, it's difficult. It is difficult, but learn to put the S on the end of your words. So positions when speaking. There's an open mouth position, a round mouth, a neutral position, the corners of the mouth pointing down, and the tongue between the teeth. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. This chart you're going to get, and I'd like you to take a look at it and practice this kind of stuff. So, everybody, I want you all to do this, okay? So just follow me. We're going to leave the blue one for the time being. Let's go through the other ones. So it's A, E. So notice your mouth is slightly open, your teeth are not touching anything. A, E. Your mouth closes a little bit for each letter. The next one, O. O. So it's A, E, O. Now R is a very hard one. Let's go to the blue for a second. R is you take your tongue and you push it to the back of your mouth. So put it in the front first and then go to the back. R. So this is a position that you have to become familiar with when you're saying R words. Roger, Rolls Royce. The tongue goes to the back of the mouth. Okay, so that's the R. And that's what the blue one's all about there. Now the next one, E and E. Now notice that your lips now spread. E. If you relax your lips, then you say A, E. But if you want to say E, you have to spread your lips. E. Next one over, B, P, and M. Your lips are closed. B, P, M. Baby, pencil, mother. Your lips start closed. The next ones, your teeth are together. Okay, if you do that, exaggerate it. Open your lips, put your teeth together. Now say these words. Sell, dull, go, call, null, soul, tall, tax, yell, zell. Your teeth are together. The next one, Q and W. They are whoa. Quah. So you make a small mouth with your lips. It's quah, wah. It's like an O, but very small. Quah, wah. Okay, L. Now, the way to practice L is number one, open your mouth a little bit, put your tongue behind your top teeth, and then say la. Every time you say that, you put your tongue back behind your teeth. La. La. Now do it backwards. Al. 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 L. Ill. All. Ul. Every single time with the vowels, your tongue goes back behind your teeth. Okay, that's how you say the L's. I know the L's and the R's are the hardest ones from what I've heard Chinese people tell me. Okay, I have some Chinese friends, and this one woman especially, I've worked with her, and those are the hardest ones for her. Okay, so now let's go down to the bottom there, the F and the V. Your teeth go over top of your bottom lip a little bit. Now, to exaggerate it, put it right over top of your lip. Fa, fa, fa. If you practice with the over-exaggeration, you will hear the sound that you need to be making. And then you're going to slowly raise your teeth up to just barely touching your lips. Fa, 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 va, va, va. Okay, the CH, the J, and the sh. So your teeth are together, just slightly apart. Sorry, slightly apart. Pretend you're a train. Pretend you're a train. So then you get to the J, which is almost the same thing. J, 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 j. But this one's more of a pushy. Push, push. J, 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 j. Juice. Church. Shoot. Shoot. And the TH is with your tongue in front of your teeth. Th. So your tongue starts in front of your two front teeth. Th. That's how you get that. Notice the T and the th are very different. If you go to the T, your teeth are together. T, 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 t. But when you say thank you, your tongue goes in front of your teeth. Th. And it may feel really awkward, but once you've had a lot of practice with exaggeration, then you get used to that sound. You will know when you're saying it and when you're making the sound, and you'll start modifying where your tongue goes in order to say the TH properly. Okay, this one's kind of interesting. So this is something for you to research a little bit. And the last one, there's 44 sounds of English. That one's a really good one for you to take a look at. Because if you can master those, you're all set. Now, pronunciation and enunciation. Pronunciation is making the sounds and proper duration. So, for instance, if you look at the picture there, enunciation, pronunciation. So it's not loved or wanted or asked or called or danced. It's loved, wanted, asked. Now that's an unusual one because the K and the T, there's nothing in between. Asked, called, danced. It's not danced. So those are the main problem sounds that most people have when they're learning the English language. And those are the ones you need to practice. Okay, so these are the minimal pairs. And I'd like you to just go through them based on what I've told you already. Over-exaggerate when you say them. I want you to listen to tell that there's a difference between the sounds. Rot and lot. So rot starts with the tongue at the back of your mouth, and L starts with your tongue just behind your teeth. Rot, lot. Rot, lot. When you are speaking and you don't make these distinctions, it gets very confusing for the listener. Okay, let's go through them together, okay? So, grammar, glamour. Grammar, glamour. You got to hear the difference in my voice. Grammar, glamour. Royal, loyal. Royal, loyal. Over-exaggerate. Use your lips, your teeth, and tongue as absolute the most you can. Arrive, alive. Arrive, alive. Next time, if you're driving home, look for that sign on the 401. Arrive, alive. Ramp, lamp. Ramp, lamp. Bowling, boring. Bowling, boring. L, the tongue behind your teeth, or R behind your tongue is at the back of your mouth. Belly, berry. Belly, berry. Say them along with me. Rock, lock, rock, lock. Sick, thick. Now here we go with the S and the TH. Okay, so the S is just with your teeth together. Sick, sick. Now your tongue goes in front of your teeth. Thick, thick. Sick, thick. That's a tough one, but you got to think carefully where you're putting your tongue, because that's what makes the sounds here. So the S is with your teeth, sick, and then thick is with your tongue in front of your teeth on the top. Thick. Okay, next one. Mouth. Now this is where the S and the TH is at the end of the word. So you get mouth. So you got to bring your tongue out to the front of your teeth. Mouth, mouth, and then you get mouse, mouse. Notice the difference there, big difference. Mouth and mouse. Next one, sigh, thigh, sigh, thigh. You should hear the difference very clearly if you're putting your tongue and your lips together properly. Song, thong, song, thong. Pass, path, pass, path. Sink, think, sink, think. Fast, vast. Fender, vendor. Fan, van. Refuse, reviews. Foul, vowel. Fairy, very, berry. Fairy and very, berry. Now, how to practice and perfect. First of all, repeat what's on TV. If you're watching English TV, if you listen to the news especially, they pronounce absolutely beautifully. They read it perfectly, slowly enough that people can understand it. Repeat what they say. Take a line and repeat what they say. When you're reading a book, read it out loud. Magazine article, anything you want on the internet, so on, read it out loud. As you are reading out loud, you listen to what you are saying. The way to listen to what you are saying with a little more emphasis is you put your hand up so that you make a little telephone. You put your hand over your ear, and what you're doing is make a cup, and then you talk into your hand this way. So the sound goes out onto your hand and up into your ear. And that will tell you whether you're pronouncing properly or not. So try that with just sick and thick. Sick, thick. You should be able to hear the distinctive sounds all the way through the word. Sick, thick, thick, sick, thick. Record yourself and listen to how you pronounce and enunciate. Everybody's got a phone, you got a recorder on there. Record yourself, listen. Would you want to listen to yourself if you were the person opposite you? Learn a daily new word, use it all day, especially difficult ones. Go through a dictionary. I just said, did you notice that? I notice it now when I say it because I say it so infrequently. Learn a daily new word, use it all day. I remember this one video I watched, and the young girl learned the word umbrella. Umbrella. Now it's got the R and the L in there, and she used it all day long. Wherever she was, she just overworked it. Umbrella. But she broke it down into sounds. Umbrella, umbrella, umbrella. Umbrella, 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 umbrella. Until it becomes so familiar that you can say it without even thinking about it. The other thing too, I don't know how often you get a chance to speak to people that speak English, but you got to do it as often as you can. In the grocery store, Just say something nice to the cashier and get her to respond to you or him. And see if you can figure out what they say. And then if she says, if you say, okay, I want you to have a nice day. I wish that you have a nice day. Oh, thanks, you too. Oh, thank you, you're wishing me one too. So in other words, you've heard what she said, you've repeated it, and that's good for you. Okay, here's some classic tongue twisters. These you can practice and work on anytime you want. This will be in your package. So let me just show you what you can do with it, okay? If you learn to pronounce properly. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Did Peter Piper pick a peck of pickled peppers? If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? I have got, number 7, I have got a date. I have got a date at 7:45. I'll see you at the gate, so don't be late. Number 8, 2 witches, 2 watches. If 2 witches watched 2 watches, which witch would watch which watch? Take a look at number 10. When a doctor doctors a doctor, does the doctor doing the doctoring, doctor as the doctor being doctored, wants to be doctored, or does the doctor doing the doctoring, doctor as he wants to doctor? Number 11 is really deceptive. This one's tough. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Say it more than about 5 times. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. This one really forces you to use your lips, teeth, and tongue. Number 12 is a classic. She sells seashells down by the seashore. She sells seashells down by the seashore. 13. The 6th sheep is sick. This one you have to break up a little bit. You can't just kind of run the words together. The 6th sheep is sick. So those are for you to practice on. And if you can say them as fast as I just said them, all the more to you. Congratulations. And these are some topics that you might like to discuss at home. And here's what we're doing. And we've got some time. Let's open up the question and answers. The thing is, you have to have a hero. You have to have somebody that you want to listen to and learn from. When you have a hero, you emulate that person. And that's really, really important. And like I said before, if you are comfortable, you're not learning anything. If you want to learn something, you have to put yourself into uncomfortable positions. And number one thing, you have to set the standard for yourself. And you start that high standard by over-exaggerating what you say. You can do it privately or with other people that you know are comfortable in doing that too. But when I'm speaking to you right now, I'm over-exaggerating my words because I'm doing a presentation. I don't normally speak like this to people. When I have a conversation, I back down a little bit from my over-pronunciation. But the thing is, I've been doing this so long as a teacher that my pronunciation just has stuck with me. And I speak the way I do because I speak to the person at the back of the room. I don't just speak to the students in the front of the room. And why should I waste my time and energy saying and ah? I'd rather have a little gap in there rather than, okay, what are we going to do now? Listen to hockey players when they get interviewed. Well, yeah, you know, we went to the practice and, yeah, you know, my game is getting much better, you know. That's another thing they always say, you know. My game, you know, it got better, you know. So these are the kinds of dumb things that people say and do. And it just disrupts the communication. It disturbs the listener. And it does yourself as a disservice by speaking like that when you really aren't like that and you don't want to be like that. It's going to be uncomfortable. It will be definitely uncomfortable. So you got to take it into your own hands, okay? You got to up the ante, raise the standard. If you don't do it, it doesn't happen. You can listen to 50 people like me. I can teach and teach and teach, but I cannot make you learn. So unless you up the ante for yourselves by setting a higher standard, This is totally a waste of time for you. I can teach and teach and teach, but I can't make you learn. You have to take command of what you are doing. And everything I've given you in this little presentation here tonight, you can do. Take a look at these things. Practice them. They are skills that you're learning. If you are a professional in any way, shape, or form, you know what the expectations are to get paid. So your payment now is going to be respect from other people, attentiveness to what you say, on condition that you become a professional speaker, conversant. So that means you use your lips, your teeth, and your tongue more. You practice at the high level first of all, and then your lips, teeth, and tongue will get used to that, and then you'll slowly come down into normal conversation. But don't start low and expect yourself to be raised up, okay? It doesn't work that way. You don't start speaking at a low level and then raise yourself up. You have to start at the highest level possible and then reach even higher if you can. And then as you get comfortable with that high level, then you will come down into a comfortable level. But the comfortable level will be a lot higher from a downward motion than from an upward motion.